Bitter criticism, second try. 5 minutes ago I was trying to do this show, but a beautiful female boxer came and Tommy got crazy. But I guess, well, I didn't knew it was a female, so it will be no problem at all, you know. So my advice is to have a female dog, because look at that boy over there. Well, it depends on your necessity. If you have to defeat the American Empire, well, have a lot of you have to have a dog argentino and cane corso and so on, and a Rottweiler. Well, 3 male boys, puppies from the very, very young age. And well, my advice is to have a dog like Milu over here. He's a teacher, a natural teacher, has such a great mind. This dog has such a great mind, has sense of humor, have strength, willingness, and well, it's a very small dog, you know. So like an idiot dog, very idiot. I mean, to control the beast, you know. A dog like Milu to control the young boys like Tommy. Anyway, so here we go. You may think how a little dog like Milu can beat Tommy. Well, psychology, you know, willing to win, willingness. Milu is pure willingness. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems with dogs. Some dogs, they don't have social life, and that's terrible for dogs. Don't have any social life. Dogs need to get along with other dogs, to cool their minds. This is more important for dogs than humans, even than humans, you know, because we have philosophy, we have brains, we have human brains, such a big brains, and we are cool with everything. We are cool with cameras, newspapers. Dogs dogs just can't read newspaper, and dogs just can't be happy reading news, you know. That's the problem with dogs. Anyway, here we go. This is garbage day. Garbage day reading sponsored news on Facebook. Such a garbage, but yeah, Facebook is a garbage. If you don't know that, Facebook is a surveillance espionage agency platform. It's a espionage surveillance platform. Absolutely. Anyway, and sometimes they try to play the good cops. Times like this, well, most of the time they are playing the good cops, and that's when they sponsor some good news, I guess. InsideEVs.com. This is garbage, but I guess this is not so bad. I wonder they don't have any bad material about Russia and China. They just care about EVs, you know. And well, EV batteries can outlast a vehicle's lifetime with minimal degradation, study finds. That's the headline. That's absolutely great. This catch my eye, get my attention, because I don't have a car, but when I will show you some models. Look, before all this, I will show you some models of cars I like. I think they are beautiful. Look, I have the cars right here on my Facebook account, Reino Kaurismäki. Look, I have an album called oh no, it's not this album, I'm sorry, just 1 second. It's my profile, Joaquim Murieta Carrillo. Just 1 second or two. Photographs album. I have an album called Electrify Us. Look, Electrify Us. You should see this. Well, I have a lot of cars from the late 70s to the early 90s and far away. Like I will just show you some cars. I think they are beautiful. Can you see that car? Well, a lot of cars. This is I don't remember. This is like a Combi, a Volkswagen Combi, Fiat Doblo. This is a Fiat 400 and something. This is a Mini Cooper, a classic one. This is a Fiat 500s from the 60s, I guess. This is a Fiat Ritmo, and I will pass a Ford Ranger from the 90s cars, you know. I will just pass all the cars. Anyway, beautiful cars, you know. Those cars were beautiful. A Chevette, a Lada something, Volkswagen Golf from the 70s, a Volkswagen Golf from the 90s. So my point here, Citroën Picasso, my point here is cars used to be better. 2020 cars from 2020 and 2010s, they are super ugly, you know. They are so bad. They are not beautiful. So make cars great again. Just put a batteries on it, and we will be fine, you know. Yeah. So beautiful cars with everlasting batteries. What about that? Everlasting batteries. The battery degradation rate in modern EVs has gone down by almost a quarter in the past 5 years. This news is by Julian Dinistran. A study of almost 5,000 EVs revealed modern high voltage batteries can go for years and years with minimal degradation. The degradation rate has decreased by almost a quarter compared to 2019. A lot in just 4 years or 4 years. Quote, batteries in the latest EV models will comfortably outlast the usable life of the vehicle and will likely not need to be replaced. That's what David Savage, Vice President for the UK and Ireland at Geotab, said in the company's latest study that look at how EVs batteries degrade over time. Geotab is a Canada-based fleet management company that, among other things, analyzed telematics data from electric vehicles. In 2019, the firm reported that EV batteries degrade by 2.3% on average every year. Now, though, there's a new study that shows things are even better. After looking at the battery health of almost 5,000 fleet and private EVs representing nearly 1.5 million days of telematics data, Geotab found that the average annual degradation rate of modern electric vehicle batteries is just 1.8%. That's 22% better than 5 years ago. And more comforting, the top performing vehicles have a battery degradation rate of just 1% of 1 per year. And that's it. No. Quote, we still see battery reliability being used as a stick to beat EVs with. Hopefully data like ours can finally put this myth to bed, Savage said. His name is Savage. Like Savage, his name is Savage. Quote, the fact is that a 1.8% decline in battery health is unlikely to have a significant impact on almost drivers' daily vehicle needs. And this number will only come down further with new EV models and improved battery technology. People should feel confident that many current EVs are suitable and cost effectively to replace a range of light, medium, and heavy-duty ICE vehicles. I want a battery, you know. I'm not sure if if this is lithium electric batteries, but I definitely want light batteries. I want a light battery, a powerful light battery for my scooter, because scooter batteries are heavy. Electric scooters are too heavy. That's terrible. 1.8% annual degradation rate means that in 20 years the battery of an EV will theoretically still have 64% life in it. In other words, it could still theoretically achieve 64% of its original range figures. So in the case of a Tesla Model Y, Tesla Model Y long-range all-wheel drive, one of the best-selling EVs in the world, its original 320-mile range will go down to 204.8 miles, which will still be plenty for town driving or even short road trips. That's what's more, Geotab said that highly used EVs don't show increased battery degradation rates, meaning more value can be achieved. Meaning more value can be achieved the more they are driven, and that's equally interesting in that the rate at which modern EVs batteries degrade is lower than that of internal combustion vehicle drivetrain components. And we have a photograph, the Ultium battery pack of the GMC Hummer EV. Ultium battery. I guess this is the name of the model. Is not the Ultium battery pack. Anyway, all that being said, bear in mind that the battery stage of health isn't directly proportionate to the remaining range, but they are linked. That's because most if not all modern cars have protection buffers at both states of charge ends. That's why you often see two battery capacity metrics, gross and net. As time goes on, those protection buffers will become smaller and smaller, effectively eating into the unused parts of the battery and alleviating the range loss that might otherwise be experienced by the driver. Those buffers will eventually run out, and it's then that the range figure will finally drop on the car's so-called gasometer. And we have another figure. This is a graphic. The protection buffers on a typical lithium-based EV batteries. Top protection buffer, absolute SOC window theoretical, usable SOC window, 100% charging for long trips, normal end of charging, and that's it. So it's a graphic about the charging. expensive charging electricity in Chile. Let me tell you. I hope the Chilean people make a revolution against this, because it's 60% of increasing the energy bill. I will die, you know. Me and my dogs will die. Anyway, you can think of it like this. If the car's battery originally had a gross capacity of 60 kilowatt hours after 10 years, with 1% degradation per year, it will effectively act as a 54 kilowatt hour battery. One of the biggest factors that can affect the state of health is temperature. According to the vehicle telematics firm, there's a big difference between cars that have actively cooled battery packs compared to those with passive air systems. The 2015 Tesla Model S, which is by no means the most modern EV, but has an active liquid cooling system, has an average battery degradation rate of 2.3%, while the air-cooled 2015 Nissan Leaf is at 4.2%. Another graphic: battery SOH versus time varying climates. Exclusive vehicles with no DCFC use, primarily charged at level 2, high use. And well, the hot climates and the SOH diminish of temperatures, temperate climate. So I'm not sure if it's better to live in a temperate climates. I didn't got this graphic. Anyway, another factor that can accelerate battery degradation is high ambient temperatures. To get around this, owners should try and park in the shade if possible. Yeah. So for a battery, cold climate is better. So I'm considering again moving to Norway. I just saw job opportunities for Spanish speakers. My problem is now I have three dogs. It's not a problem, but well, maybe there's no jobs, you know. There's no real jobs in Norway. Another factor is that can accelerate battery degradation is high ambient temperatures. To get around this, owners should try and park in the shade if possible. Furthermore, keeping the state of charge between 20% and 80% is ideal and will prolong the life of the pack compared to very high or very low stages of charge. Battery degradation is unacceptable. What? Battery degradation is inescapable. Yeah, inescapable. But studies like this show that some simple habits are enough to prolong the life of what is essentially the most expensive part of an EV. The other studies have shown that DC fast charging doesn't have as big of an impact on battery life compared to AC charging as previously thought, and that continuously charging an LFP based battery to 100% could in fact damage the cells. And that's it. So I hope to have a nuclear fusion battery. What about nuclear fusion battery? That would be better, I guess. Yeah, people want free energy, free powerful energy for everybody. Yeah, the energy of love. What about that? Just joking. I'm trying to get more news, more bullshit news. So I know there's a lot of bullshit. The Guardian. Maybe I'm going to the Guardian now. I'm going to the Guardian. I'm not. I didn't get more. I didn't get more news from. Didn't get more news from. From social media, from Facebook. That's it. Yeah, I'm quit. I quit. I'm going to the Guardian. I'm sorry, but it's just wokeism. The Guardian, the wokeist Guardian. What about that? The wokeist Guardian, the Guardian. Free news. Woo! Hundreds injured. No. Hundreds injured by holding pagers in Lebanon, health minister says. So they are covering the genocide of Syria too. Yeah, it's nice. I have to read all the news. Is Alternative Day. This is Alternative Day. Canada, Justin Trudeau under pressure as his party loses Montreal election. Maybe, yeah. Sean Diddy comes charged with sex trafficking and racketeering. Unleashed indictment shows. The singer from Puff Daddy. So a lot of bullshit in the Guardian. Like France, Dominique Pellicot tells French trial, I'm a rapist, and here as he returns to dock. What? I'm going to read something from social media. Meta, The Guardian. Meta to introduce teen accounts to Instagram as governments consider social media age limits. Meta says teen accounts will apply to new users under 16, and restrictions will eventually be extended to existing accounts used by teenagers. Josh Taylor and Dan Milmo. Tuesday, 17 September. So tomorrow is a holiday in Chile, but today is holiday too. Because of the battle holiday, the gunfire day. It's just everything about war. It's all about wars, gunfires, and gun shooting day. We are celebrating some gun shooting day. Anyway, Meta is putting Instagram users under the age of 18 into new teen accounts to allow parents greater control over their activities, including the ability to block children from viewing the app at night. Terrible. I don't know. Yeah. In an announcement made a week after the Australian government proposed restricting children from accessing such platforms, Meta says it is launching teen accounts for Instagram and will apply to new users. The setting will then be extended to existing accounts held by teenagers over time. Changes under the teen account setting include giving parents the ability to set daily time limits for using the app, block teens from using Instagram, and at certain times see the accounts their children is messaging and viewing the content categories they are viewing. Yeah, I guess this is good. Teenagers signing up to Instagram are already placed by default into the strictest privacy settings, which include barring adults from messaging teens who don't follow them and muting notifications at night. You know, I guess I'm I'm skepticism about all this. Even the Australia, there's things about Australia doesn't give not giving children cell phones, because you can use social media in good ways, you know. I mean, as a smartphone is a very good tool, maybe indispensable. So even for children, you know, I guess you have good apps for children like Duolingo. Absolutely, you know, Duolingo is so nice. Is a very nice app for everybody. And well, I guess I'm not agree, because at some age, maybe your parents are not right and are not always right. That's what I will say. That parents are not always right. Anyway, however, under the new teen account, feature users under the age of 16, I guess it's too much. 16 is too much. Under the age of 16 will know new parental permissions to change those settings, while 16 to 18 years olds defaulted into the new features will be able to change them independently once an under 16 tries to charge their settings. The parental supervision features will allow adults to set new time limits, block access at night, and view how their child is exchanging messages with. You know, I guess I just said, let's say, imagine you are your parents are, I don't know, American citizen. I don't know what to say. There's a lot of stupid adults, you know, not stupid, but even bad adults, absolutely wrong adults. Americans, they presumably know what is good for them, but they're not, you know, they are anti-communist, you know. So imagine you are a smart kid, a smart children, and you see all this crisis in the US, and you just want to study. You just want to study to know more about all these problems, you know, in the US. And just like that, you want to see videos about communism. Why not? It's just one example, communism, you know. And just like that, your parents, they are anti-communist, and you cannot study because your parents are morons, you know. I guess it's terrible. And well, if you cannot, yeah, well, it's terrible. Capitalism is terrible. You have no time to raise your kids. You have no time for raise your kids. And it was just an example, you know. This communism, I don't think, well, if everybody knows everything about communism, that's it. The world will improve a lot. But what I mean is, even if you don't, if for some reason you prefer other things, like, I don't know, any garbage like Nazism or sects, you know, any sects, any magical sects with, I'm talking about sects, understand? Why not? Well, yeah. So yeah, maybe this is right, you know, because if you like or not, your parents raise you till 16, and at 16 you still don't know a lot of things. Maybe your parents know better than you. Maybe your parents doesn't know, but yeah, anyway, you know, anyway. But if you well, as I was saying, people don't have the time to raise their kids in good conditions, you know. Don't have time to know what their children are doing. So yeah, I guess this is fine. I guess this is fine. But let's say you have the time, you have to look for your kids, you know. You should have good communication with your kids, you know. You should, parents should understand kids, they know better all this digital environment, you know. Maybe if you have a good communication with your kids, if you have a progressive philosophy, a progressive ideology, your kids, maybe they will do better things than you know. That's the question. Maybe your kids need freedom to research. I don't know, you know. It's very tricky. If I had kids, I don't have, but if I have kids, I'll definitely will drive into sports. I'll try to put my kids on sports, dedicated to sports, music, and so on. I guess everybody wants to avoid drugs too, you know, and sexual abuse, of course. I don't know, but sports. Some topics in life are closely related, like sex and sports. So sex is not that bad if, depending on, well, development life of people should be balanced, you know, balanced with a lot of sports and technology and so on, you know, and studies. So why not, if you see your child, let's say, have an inclination for, I don't know, history for some reason, or for, I don't know, technology, digital technology, understand, digital technology, and your kid needs more time to study, and you as a parent, if you have time and money, you shall take your kid to a technology fair or something like that, you know. That's what I'm saying. So if you do that, if you see good signs of development of things you think are great, like sports, if your kid are doing great in sports, but yeah, your kid will need to sleep early. I don't know what to say, you know. I guess freedom is the best thing, but I guess they have to have their own privacy too, you know. I don't know. However, under the new teen account feature, future users under the age of 16 will now need parental permission to change those settings, while 16 to 18 years old defaulted into the new features will be able to change them independently. Once an under 16 tries to change their settings, the parental supervision features will allow adults to set new time limits, block access at night, and view how their child is exchanging messages with. I came after the Australian government last week announced plans to introduce legislation to Parliament by the end of. No, you know, I guess I'm against authoritarianism. Yeah, but definitely I don't have kids. I will not have kids in the global south, you know, or America. I will just have kids in Norway or Sweden, Finland, even China, you know. That will be better, I guess, because you, as someone said, you need a whole society to raise a kid. And you the only thing you should do, you can do, is feel the environment, you know. Feeling the environment of Chile is terrible. Terrible. You cannot have children here. This is a country just to take copper from, you know, just to take lithium from, and that's it. There's no society. No society. That will be a great theme. I came after the Australian government last week announced plans to introduce legislation to Parliament by the end of the year to raise the age children can access social media up to an as yet undefined age between 14 and 16. But unlike other actions the company has taken recently, including by allowing EU users to opt out of having their data used to train its AI model, but not offering a similar option in Australia. Meta's move is global and will apply to the US, UK, and Canada, as well as Australia. Meta's director of global safety, Antigone Davis, said that the decision to introduce teen accounts was driven by parents and not by any government legislation or proposals. Quote, "Parents everywhere are thinking about these issues," Davis told Guardian Australia. Quote, "The technology at this point is pretty much ubiquitous, and parents are thinking about it. From the perspective of youth safety, it really does make the most sense to be thinking about these kinds of things globally and addressing parents' concerns globally." Davis did not rule out bringing the changes to Facebook in the future, but said the company will examine that measures could make sense for different apps. The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the key motivator for the policy to raise the age teenagers can access social media was to have them having real experiences. What? Quote, well, what we want to do is to get our kids off their devices and onto the footy fields or the netball courts, to get them interacting with real people, having real experiences. End of quote. He told Channel 7's Sunrise program, quote, "And we know that social media is doing social harm." But Davis said teenagers will view social media as also providing real experiences for them. Another related news, Meta's AI is scraping users' photos and posts. Europeans can opt out, but Australians cannot. Quote, "For the teen who plays soccer and is on the soccer team and is trying to perfect a particular kick or a particular pass, they are going to use social media to figure that out, and in a way that we might not have done. And in some ways, that's the real value," she said. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You know, soccer is bad for your legs too, you know? Soccer is bad for your legs. I don't know what to say, you know? I guess life is terrible. But I guess the solution for all of this is communication with your kids. Spend time with them, you know? You have to spend some time with your kids, and then you will realize what the hell they are doing, you know? You have to have time to raise your kids. That's the tricky question about capitalism. You have no time. Nobody has time to raise nobody. Quote, I think they move much more fluidly through these apps and their online and offline world. I don't think they make this that separation. If the Australian proposal goes ahead, the country could be one of the first to bring a ban into effect. The UK Technology Secretary Peter Kyle last week said he was keeping a close eye on how the Australian model may work and had an open mind about whether the UK might follow in the future. Existing private account settings for teens that will be switched to the new teen account feature include U18s needing to accept new followers, being placed into the most sensitive content restrictions, and filtering out offensive words and phrases in posts and messages. The changes also come after Nick Clegg, a senior executive at the Instagram parent, Meta, said parents don't use paternal supervision features. Quote, one of the things we do find is that even when we build these controls, parents don't use them. End of quote. He said last week. This is what we are up against. Bad actors who choose to spread disinformation online to fuel intolerance. Teams of lawyers from the rich and powerful trying to stop us publishing stories they don't want you to see. Lobby groups with opaque funding who choose to undermine facts about the climate emergency and other established science. Authoritarian states with no regard for the freedom of the press. But we are but we have something powerful on our side. We got you. This is why we want you to choose to support our brilliant investigative journalists and unlock exclusive extras. They are trying to sell. Anyway, so I don't think so. I guess I trust more on China government. I trust more on China government than anybody else. And that's what happened when you read some garbage. You ended up giving money to imperialism. That's the truth. Giving money to imperialism. Imperialism asking for money. I'm just going to go back. Going back to Daniel Jadwe account. Where are you, Jadwe? Asking, where are you, Jadwe? Daniel Jadwe, we need you.
Bueno, el 11 de abril le pregunté por eso. Pagar menos para que hubiera más trabajo. O sea, ellos preferían, en vez de tener los que estaban contratados, no, a 500 podían contratar el doble, pero a 250. O sea, más pobreza querían. Y todavía no entiende el señor Mate que está aumentando el empleo informal de manera dramática. ¿Saben lo que es el empleo informal? El empleo por cuenta propia, el empleo que no tiene contrato, César, que no tiene seguridad, el que está en la calle tratando de ganarse la vida de alguna manera, porque la economía tiene un motor tan malo que son los empresarios, que nos da trabajo, porque ellos no dan trabajo, ellos dicen que dan trabajo, pero que eso es una mentira. Tú sabes que el capital no da trabajo, el capital compra trabajo, compra mano de obra y lo paga mal, paga menos de lo que vale la mano de obra. Así que yo viendo bien, espero que el 11 de abril tengamos un gran paro. Entiendo que se están sumando varios sectores, la NEF, los profesores, que incluso entiendo que parece que están volviendo a la CUT, lo que sería una estupenda noticia. Otros sindicatos de la minería que están muy preocupados por los cierres de las fundiciones, están todos sumándose. Yo creo que este paro activo, porque además hay que hacer la diferencia, no es huelga general como la que pasó el 11 de noviembre del 19, este es un paro activo, ¿no? Va a convocar una gran cantidad de gente y además hay que hacerlo notar. La CUT está llamando al primer paro activo del año, es decir, al parecer, ¿no? Aquí va a empezar un incremento de la protesta social, precisamente para romper este empate y llevar a los empresarios a que entiendan que no queremos vivir como ellos, pero que las y los trabajadores de Chile se merecen al menos que sus salarios les permitan salir de la pobreza, cosa que en nuestro país no pasa.
La economía chilena, estamos dialogando con Daniel Jadwe, lo hacemos en todas las redes sociales de Daniel Jadwe, fundamentalmente en Facebook y en YouTube. En el Facebook y en el YouTube de Daniel Jadwe es el Sin Maquillaje con Pensamiento Crítico, número 176 en este miércoles 20 de marzo. La economía chilena creció un 0,2%. Según la presidenta del Banco Central, que es una mujer de derecha, eso yo no entiendo. El presidente de la República dijo que este era el país que iba, yo entiendo que está amarrado para modificar algunas cosas, que este era el país donde iba íbamos a enterrar el neoliberalismo, pero ¿cómo teniendo una persona de derecha en el Banco Central? No, es una cosa, por lo menos para mí, curiosa. ¿Ya?
Well, for me, it's too. Can you see Chile? Chile is a poor country. The wages are too low. Chile is a poor country in the global south, but the only article we were able to read because of comments, it says basically that parenting control should be more authoritarian, you know. Parents should know where their kids are watching. Let's say if you are a young boy and you want to see porn, why not? What's the problem of watching porn, you know? I mean, fertility, men get fertility I mean, they are able to come. Yeah, men in general, they get ready to be fathers, they have their orgasms. Men have orgasm, they're fertile at the age of 13 in average, I guess 12, even 12 years. That's the reality, you know. If you're a mom of a young boy, you will say, oh no, my kid should not watch porn because of what? Understand? The best thing you can do with human beings, with boys and human beings in general, is maybe read some literature, maybe read some good literature, you know, including sex. Yeah, like Roberto Bolaño is a good one, and etc., you know. So there's a lot of things. I guess in my opinion, whatever you should do as a parent is accelerate, you know, give quality to your kids. World is full of bad things, but you have to compete with good things. Like, yeah, the pornography maybe is bad, but maybe it's natural too, you know. Maybe whatever if your kid, if you have, if I don't know, if you have a lot of willingness, give some challenges like literature, good books, you know, like, yeah, being accelerate the inputs.